Sports.
Here we go, here we go.
Now the NFL's leading rusher a season ago, Josh Jacobs. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 in second down. When you look at this Buffalo defense, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
I lost count of the number of turnovers that were occurring in that game, right? I mean, I had a clicker going after a while. 5, 6, 7, 8. It was unbelievable. There haven't been that many turnovers or takeaways, however you want to say, in the game since the Reagan administration. This is absolutely unreal.
I was in diapers. A Raider first down, 17 yards.
When you enter the game as the AFC Player of the Week award winner, you expect runs like that and then some.
It was fun to watch him in the opener last week in Week 1. He was spectacular and hoping for more here in Week 2. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2. Well, this defense for the Bills, terrific last week in the season-opening victory.
And I think our statistician, we ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
Deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And that might have been a situation where even though you don't hit on the deep throw, you at least put in the defenders' minds early in the game that we're going to press the ball deep against your secondary. And that can have a ripple effect on how they function throughout.
After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. To throw is Garoppolo. That is caught. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Garoppolo's going to change the play.
Hey, alert! Alert! Alert!
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. Now he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Second down, Jacobs once more. And again, this Buffalo defense there in run support to stop him behind the line. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
We knew both of these safeties were good in run support, but how about the play we just saw there? How about that closing speed? Able to get to the outside part of the field and turn that play into a loss.
Two running plays, each lose a yard. They'll need to do much better now on 3rd and 12.
Go ahead, go ahead.
Throwing now is Garoppolo. And this is going to be incomplete.
I like the call. It looked like the right time to dial up a running back screen. But this one got disrupted right from the start, and it ends up falling incomplete.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good, and this will remain a scoreless game. That opening drive looked good for a moment there, but they'll wind up being turned away thanks to the missed field goal.
And those especially hurt when you come into a game on the road. You're trying to get things to go your way early, and now you suffer a setback right out of the gate.
And because they couldn't hit the long field goal, they are set up nicely offensively at the 41, 1st and 10. Now a man in for an expanded role in 2023. It's James Cook. Tyree Wilson getting back there in a hurry and handing him a loss.
That was well defense right there. He saw the play in front of him and able to hold the point of attack. Then he sheds him and goes and makes a tackle for a loss.
5 wide, 5 wide, 5 wide. Look out.
Here's Allen. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Allen to throw it. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Bills first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
That's good for Bills. First down.
52.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. And that is incomplete. The Bills are 1-0 on the year following the win in Week 1, and they were able to get that road victory in the opener, and now they look to get to 2-0 in front of the home crowd.
And look, any road win in the NFL, that's huge. But when you do it Week 1, that gets you pointed in the right direction and sends notice to the rest of the league that you mean business.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Really good coverage all over the field. It took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Again, they'll throw with Allen. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 22-yard line. A big third down pickup of 20 yards.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere. And they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And that's what they just did on that play.
Got a man. That's shorter. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
2nd and 7. To the air, Allen. Caught right side, Davis. Touchdown! Gabriel Davis, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Bills are on the board first here this afternoon. It's Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt. And it's 7-0 Buffalo. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Isabella not going to risk a return here, and they'll start at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And they were in field goal range last time out, but couldn't connect.
And it's early in the game, so I don't think that the confidence just goes entirely out of, running your kicker back out there. But let's face it, some coaches have a little bit less patience for that than others. Let's see if they call the game differently now in terms of what they do on drives and not try and settle for field goals.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And that is incomplete.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game. It's certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession, it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
Hines now on the return. There he goes, right side. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. 72 yards on the punt return. And the Bills are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And it's now 14-0. So after the punt return touchdown, let's see what their opponents can do with this kickoff. And this will be a touchback, no return from Isabella. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. Von Miller, he was the one getting in there, able to wreak his usual havoc.
There's a lot of discussion in the offseason about him having a big year and getting to the quarterback. They held him without a sack in week 1, but how about here? Finally gets his first one of the season.
In the offseason, said he changed his diet, leaner, feels so good this year. Excited to see what type of a season he can have. And now the throw here is incomplete, and with that, we come to the end of the first quarter of play. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The offense on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 14. Counter play with Jacobs. And he's going to come up a bit short. He needed to get to the 35 for the first, but he only makes it to the 34. It's a pickup of 13, but they're still a bit short, and it'll be 4th down. Here's A.J. Cole now to punt this one away. And now on 4th and 1, it's a fake. And he's not going to get to the marker. And that's a turnover on downs. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool this defense. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Alert, alert, alert.
Here's Allen on 1st and 10. And the Raiders have got him. Divine Diablo dropping him behind the line of scrimmage. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction. and that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them, and now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
That one good for 26 and a first down. First down, here's the run with Cook. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, got to like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you take one.
Oh, a heavy rush, and down he goes. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
One thing that I liked about this guy during the draft process was his motor. Of course, I loved his skills, but he plays hard on every down.
And that motor on full display there as he gets his first NFL sack. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Smart move to throw that one away. You're in field goal range, so you definitely don't want to be loose with the ball. And that's great work by this defense to force a 4th down.
The kick by Bass is good. And the Bills will add on to their lead. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
So after knocking through the field goal, here's Bass to kick it away. Out of his end zone comes Andy Isabella. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the 2nd quarter, but you're down. I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
And you're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit.
A nice carry by Jacobs, who's coming off a career year.
Here we go.
Just when it seemed like Vegas may have been ready to move on from him. Led the NFL with over 1,600 yards and was more than deserving of his first All-Pro selection.
Breaks a tackle. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. 64 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen?
Here we go.
When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Stay hot.
On 2nd down, Jacobs. And bulldozing his way through. He's still on his feet. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Josh Jacobs, his 3rd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Raiders get a bit closer. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And it's 17-7.
Makes the score Bills 17, Raiders 7.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. Out of the end zone, here comes Hines. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
Bills take over 1st and 10 at their own 15-yard line.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what...
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A big chunk of yardage there, 37 yards.
As always, no rooting interest here, but that was pretty, wasn't it? To see him break through and then pick up his stride.
Yeah, the guy carrying the ball loves it. I think the O-line, they might like and take more satisfaction out of those runs than anybody else, right?
Without a doubt, because they're the ones that often have created it.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. From the 41, here's 2nd and 3.
Hey, home. Look out.
Here's Cook again. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
Nyheim Hines, his first carry. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Allen's throw is complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out and ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Now Allen throwing on 2nd down. This to Hines on the drop-off. Touchdown, Bills! Nyheim Hines. He scored on a punt return, and now he's scored through the air. And the Bills will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by Bass, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, Bass to kick it away. Isabella not going to risk a return here, and they'll start at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission. They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime.
Here we go.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And he'll push forward here for a good little run as the clock continues to run. Now the Raiders going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. An extra defensive back here for the Bills on 3rd down.
White. 21.
Now whistles here, and I believe one of the Raider linemen might have been moving.
Colton Miller, former first-round pick, called for the penalty there.
Here we go.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
11.
Once again, they'll keep it on the ground.
And this is going to be a Raiders first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line.
And quickly, they get to the line. There's Garoppolo on 1st and 10.
He'll let this go for Adams.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
Here we go. Set high.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. Gets past one man. Oh, now he bowls him over. And this will go as a short gain on what will be the final act of this first half. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Bills with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the 2nd half is underway. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better, and I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation to pick up those pass rushers, because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for comfort in the first half.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Again, it's Cook. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
62 yards on the ground for him so far.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
Monday.
Now Allen.
He'll look down the field here for Kincaid. Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Jonathan Abram picks it.
And the Raiders are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
Here we go.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive.
Now they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them.
just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want?
Here we go.
Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. 2nd down, Jacobs once more. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. That time they're able to bottle him up, and he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
And he can only manage to take this thing to the 38, well shy of the first down. Here's A.J. Cole now. Remember, his first attempt was returned for a touchdown. And this returnable for Hines. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes and get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
They run again on first down. Cook. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves them with 2 to go on 2nd down. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
Now the new pickup from New England. This is Damian Harris. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard on the play, so now they need 3 yards on 3rd down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Alert, alert, alert. Here we go. Where's that?
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. He'll buy some time right. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement, and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
The kick by Bass is good, and the Bills will add on to their lead. 4 more points tacked on, and this margin getting more comfortable by the minute.
And with the lead where it is, you can actually feel good about field goals. We talk all the time about scoring 6s, not 3s. But in this case, they're just looking to chew up some time and come away with points.
Isabella now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
At their own 20-yard line.
Here we go.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Play action. Garoppolo. That's into a crowd and intercepted. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback who just threw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is...
And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Nate Hobbs. And the Raiders are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They got the ball now following a big play, keeping the other guys out of the end zone. Now they'll start deep in their own territory, 1st and 10. And he's going to get this from the 6 out to the 12. A pickup of 6 as they double their workspace. Here now, 2nd and 4. Once again, it's Jacobs. Shifts by him. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 156 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Jacobs going to try the middle. Matt Milano, an all-pro last year, in on the tackle.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
Running straight ahead is Jacobs. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33. And not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs. And this is going to be a Raiders 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Here we go.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Now they'll throw with Garoppolo. He finds his man complete. It's Jacobs. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But if they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to this squad.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd and 6. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Now a play fake. Garoppolo. And they take him down. The Bills get to him. That's Gregory Rousseau getting in there to bring him down.
And Rousseau took the jump everyone hoped he would in his 2nd season, doubling his sack total to 8 despite playing 4 fewer games than his rookie year.
Here we go, here we go.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out.
11. Hey, alert. Stay hot.
They go with Jacobs. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And this 10-play drive winds up yielding nothing. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
On second down, Cook. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 138 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a fourth down now. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Well, ultimately, not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
Here we go, here we go, here we go.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A pickup of 10, and it's enough for a Las Vegas first down.
Here we go.
They will run out of the gun with Jacobs. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Counter play with Jacobs. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. They give those 2 yards right back, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
You know, it's become cliche, but we have seen it and observed it. When runners have days like what we're seeing right now, they often take their offensive linemen out for steaks afterwards, don't they? They all go buy them dinner. But after a play like that, he might reduce it, might go to the corner and just grab a hot dog or two, huh?
Hey, I mean, they've still been blocking for him well in this game. They don't get one mulligan up front.
Okay, so what we're saying then is we're going petite filet instead of porterhouse.
8 ounce. 8 ounce is good.
All right, just checking.
And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
They had 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
They'll try and run for it. And he is going to have a Raiders first down, and that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give them a new set of downs.
I got to say, when they started to run that football, I was thinking, what are you doing? It's 4th and 10, but then I saw the play develop, thought, they're going to get this.
The only thing that went through my head as that play unfolded was a movie line. That just happened. I cannot believe that they ran the ball in that situation, and not only did they run it, they picked up the first down. But a terrific play call only because it worked. Otherwise, I'd be roasting them right now.
So it's a victory here for the Buffalo Bills. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about the team that just got vanquished. They did score in the second quarter. Do you think they thought at all that that would be their last points of the game?
No, but what a second